Welcome and welcome back, everybody, to the OK Grognard Show. Today is Monday, June 26, 2023, 10 a.m. Central in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. And today we're going to talk about the state of my first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons campaign and the end of the first half of 2023. How does it pertain? Well, it does. I think it's fair to say it's been going pretty well. It's been running for a year and a half, something like that. And I'm pretty happy with the way it's been running. George, hey, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for popping in the chat. The There's a chance for anybody to play. George, you're included. On second Sunday of each month, I run an open 4-hour session of four-ish, almost four, of first edition AD&D in my same campaign, in my same setting. For anybody who wants to show up at Lake Geneva Games, 12:30 to 4:30 on second Sunday. I'll have pre-generated characters. If I have one that you've used before, you can continue to use it. If you play in my regular campaign, I don't know why I keep doing this. If you play in my regular campaign, you're welcome to use your regular character. It's roughly the same level, and if you die, you die. Well, if you get treasure, you get treasure, and it carries over. So, it's an opportunity to advance your character a little further and to pick up some additional coinage and maybe some magic items. Both have already happened. I only ran it one time so far on a second Sunday. I plan to run it on the second Sunday of July. That is to say the 9th of July, 12:30 to 4:30 at Lake Geneva Games. Do I have to say Central Time? It's where the place is, right? So that's how that goes. I run my regular campaign a couple of times a month, and it's a what level is the party in general? Four to seventh. It's that disparity between magic users and thieves and or clerics, I guess. And I think the fighters are some of the tougher ones because they have been um, there for every game. Shane, I think, hasn't missed a session. I'm not sure if Sarah has, who you see in here sometimes in the chat, George. The um, the group is currently 7 players, right? 2 fighters, a ranger, a magic user, a cleric, a thief. That's only 6, right? Maybe it is only 6. This is the regular campaign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And we've had another cleric, and I think 2 other fighters who joined in, and a thief, who all were characters on the second Sunday, who may or may not be back, schedule permitting. I think they're all hopeful that they can return. They are currently heading north in the Kingdom of Jawls, moving toward the town of Jalston, which is a bit larger than it was when last I ran it in a previous campaign because the timeline has progressed a couple of 100 years since the previous campaign, or just under that, actually. But it's important to note that those who played in the previous campaign, Kim and Shane in particular, who are playing in this new campaign, will find that the town is somewhat different from what they saw in previous campaigns. I did run a campaign in between, short-lived. I say short-lived. I've heard people say short-lived just in like the last dozen years or so. I don't know which is correct anymore. It seems like there are a couple of things that were pronounced one way when I was learning English in grade school and high school and early college that were different by the time I went back to get my master's. So who knows? Short-lived campaign. A couple of the people that are in that one are in this one currently, and the party traveling there for a particular reason or mission? They are hoping to exonerate themselves with the dwarves who run the Temple of Darien in Jalston, who are political movers and shakers as well, and who are connected somehow. They're not sure exactly how. At the Temple of Darien are connected somehow to a couple of dwarves, maybe just by virtue of being dwarves, with a couple of dwarf diplomats who were down in Matastor, closer to their hometown, most closer to the group's hometown. The dwarves were down there attempting to solidify a trade agreement. The two large communities were estranged some time ago, but some inroads are being made for trade purposes. Money always talks. And two dwarf diplomats were assassinated right under the group's very nose. So they are upset about this. They were concerned that they might be blamed in part or in whole for these assassinations. They have captured the individual who they believe committed the murders and are dragging that person north to turn them in and thus make sure that their own names are clear. We will see how that turns out when they get there. They last ended the last session staring at the walls in the near distance of Jalston, but we'll see what the side group does. I don't think they'll necessarily be going further with that particular mission because I don't believe most of the regular group will be there, so they have other interests, particularly adventures and treasure, which is not necessarily in the cards for those who are going on this exoneration mission. So that's where we're at. That's the state of the 1E AD&D campaign as it exists in Lake Geneva, being run by me, and it's a good time. It's a lot of fun. Sounds good. Thank you, George. Hope you can maybe make it one of these Sundays. And of course, you're always welcome to become a part of my regular campaign. As you know, I've said it before. I'll say it again. You're the best. Thank you very much for joining us today. And with that, I think we'll wind it down. Just a reminder to everybody that we are off for the month of July. You have the 9th marked down? Perfect. That's Sunday the 9th, 12:30 to 4:30 at Lake Geneva Games for a 1E campaign for which I'll have pre-gen mid-level characters. The show is off for the month of July, the summer hiatus. Reminder that is 5 weeks this year rather than just 4 because of the way the calendar falls. We'll be missing 5 shows, 3, 10, 17, 24, and Monday the 31st. We'll be back August 7th for our next show. I'll be enjoying some of this time off and using it to keep my head down and work on my campaign probably more than anything else. And that'll be fun and well worth it, and hopefully a benefit to everybody who plays in my games. They'll probably enjoy that quite a bit. So thank you very much, and we will just say This has been the OK Grognard Show. We've been talking about the state of my 1E AD&D campaign through the first half of 2023. Thank you, George. Enjoy your holiday week and the hiatus as well. I'll see you soon, I hope. Let's not forget the show streams live on Twitch each Monday, except in the month of July, at 10 a.m. Central, and is then archived on YouTube. Like, subscribe, click thumbs up, make comments, all of that other stuff. Thanks to our Patreon supporters, Tom Tullis of Fat Dragon Games, Carlos Lysing of Castle Entertainment, Heath Farndon of the NPD&D 20, Dave O'Brien of Quacks Games, and Shane Bradley, DM Extraordinaire. This has been the OK Grognard Show from beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Bye-bye.